Alrighty. Hello to anyone who is hopping on. Love this beginning part of the lives. Getting ourselves all set. Alright, Colin, I need you. I got this. You need go live. We got it. Still learning how to do this. Hey, everybody. Happy to have you here right now. Getting my friend Colin on board. Hello, you got me? You see me?
Yeah, I got you.
All
All right, sweet.
All set?
Well, yeah, I'm going to put this on this way so you guys can see me.
Perfect. All right, for everybody that's already on and for everyone that's on, hello and welcome to the second episode, I guess you can call it, of Chat E. And today I have the wonderful Colin Osborne here, and he's going to be teaching us how to build a brand online and share with us how he has gone about doing so. Colin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's up, guys? My name is Colin Osborne. I run and operate a company called Osborne, and essentially what we do is we provide digital and marketing consulting services to them. So, to start it out, like we do web development, website hosting. One of our biggest clients right now is Ty Cobb. He was a White House lawyer a couple years ago under Donald Trump. So, we can target basically any different type of clients, but for the biggest part, like we create like marketing plans for these people. So that's really the gist of it. But I know I'm going to get more into that when you ask me more questions, obviously, Ellie. But how have you been today? How's everything going? I know you've been busy.
Oh, everything's fine. These days honestly go by so quickly, but they all seem to mush together. So everything's good. How are you?
Good. I was chilling at the pool today, and then it was basically just it. It was a good day off, but definitely wanted to hop on here, just share some knowledge. I remember we were going to talk about creating a brand online.
Yeah, that's the focus. That's what I got. And if there's any other information at any point that you want to share, anyone that has any questions at any point, feel free to comment them below. And people will be hopping on and off throughout our conversation, so it's super cool. I'll put it on my IGTV so people can continue to ask questions, comment, send it to me, and I'll send it your way. And then just check it out in the future. So super excited, so glad to have you. So thank you so much for being here. My first question was kind of like, what do you do? You kind of explained that, but do you want to elaborate a little more? Or you think you kind of covered that one?
Yeah, absolutely can. I mean, if I can dumb it down as much as possible, we help business owners and entrepreneurs generate customers for the business. And the way we do that is we create landing pages that we push ads to. So you've been on Facebook before, right? And you've seen an ad that has like sponsored on it. And it could be like a free teeth whitening or, a free lawn consultation or a law consultation, and they would fill out their first, last name, and email address, like the customer would, to be provided for something that they want. So say that free consultation requires them to fill that stuff out. You would then be able to take their email address and market to them further in the future, keeping them in the loop. And I wouldn't necessarily say I've created this method, but I just coined it myself. But it's called the in-the-loop method, and it's the idea that you're continuously keeping your client within one of your social media accounts or your website. And I'm actually going to walk over here so I can show you guys an idea of what I'm talking about. Does that make sense, though?
You keep them attentive and in touch with what you're doing because you don't want to lose them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the idea that, for example, when you say you post something on Instagram, mm-hmm. and this content engages a specific viewer, and they're like, oh my God, like this picture that Ellie posted is amazing. Well, then they might go on to your Instagram and look into your link in bio and see that you have a website. And it could be, elliehembrecht.com or whatever your brand name is. Right. And that website obviously has to be in a way impressive, or like get them to like ask more questions, like who is this person? What does this person do?
You want to be engaging, right? At all times.
How?
You want to be engaging at all times and make sure that your content's ready for the people to want to check you out.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing is people, are under the impression that if you are viewed, then you are seen. And that's not necessarily true, because the idea is if you are seen, people are going to want to take action to your material, not necessarily if like you just throw an ad up there with no real call to action. You
Right.
go like, or if you send an ad to a homepage that isn't really like converted for a specific product you're sending to,
Mm-hmm.
like you're trying to advertise for, people won't necessarily buy because they get confused. You know, if you want to have a high converting funnel, you sell one shirt and you have a bunch of, or you sell a stack offer, but you have a bunch of different things
Right.
all under one roof, rather than here's an Amazon store filled with a bunch of stuff. Let's try and advertise for every specific product.
You want to make sure you're super straightforward with each thing.
Yeah. And then, well, real quickly, so I'm going to switch back. But anyway, so you have the idea of, with your website, you're going to need to have a story behind it.
Right.
So I don't know if you've understood that, like a lot of different brands have they do different social work, or they're volunteering, or they have a purpose of cleaning up the ocean. There's some type of story or mission behind what they are, trying to promote. And the idea is no one really cares about what you're selling unless they can connect with you. And the way you connect with them is with a story. And that story could be like, and I'm just going to throw stuff out. You're a hardworking single mom, and you're able to create this brand to, provide for your family. And that would be the story, the different struggles
Right.
that,
For sure.
yeah, that took you to get to that point. And you could do that through a logo. You can do it through colors, like the different color coding that you have that kind of provides that value to your client, in the sense they're able to identify with you, and they'll know exactly what, like, colors that attribute to your specific brand. And then
Right.
you also have the blog, which I also recommend. The idea of a blog is to educate your customer. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are a landscaper, for example, and you want customers to value like your services, what you do is you create blogs about how to, do it yourself lawn tactics, or, how to till some soil, or it's just stuff that gets them to like connect with you, and take things like that are valuable, because there's going to be a point where they don't necessarily want to mow their lawn. They want someone else to do it, because the time versus value to them is
Right.
more important to them. So
For sure.
if they know that they can find you as a specific service provider, then they'll be able to educate. They'll be able to gain value from you, and then obviously like look at your services. And then the idea is, when you have brought them to your website, there should be some type of like pop up that allows them to give them your first name and email address. And the idea of having them on email address is you have them to market for later on.
Right.
Yeah, you can easily drop a promotion, or you can educate them to send them to your blog. And maybe they might not have bought something in the beginning, but you can always get them back in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I'm listening. I'm taking notes as you speak.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry if I speak too fast, people.
No.
I'm really excited about this stuff, so that's why I speak really fast. But yeah,
You're good.
another thing is, on your emailing platform, when they signed up for like a specific newsletter, the idea is to invite them to your other specific social media platforms. That's, hence the in the loop method, because you're essentially keeping them, connected to you in some specific facet. So on Facebook, there should be something that's sending them back to the website, like a blog, or like after you've sent them to Facebook, for them to like and subscribe to your Facebook page. Then there should be a different blog post that send them back to the website, and then the website should send them to Twitter for like, get my quick 10 tips that you can, schedule and have out on a Monday, and get people to anticipate, the value that you're going to be providing for them.
I have a quick question based off of social media. So, like, let's say, you have your own personal accounts on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, all of the above. And then you also start, you have to, sometimes people might use their initial, like, personal account to promote their brand or their business, right? But oftentimes people also will create another one. And so I feel like it just ends up kind of being a lot to balance. So how do you think it's best to be able to properly address people on all social media platforms, especially when do you understand my question?
Yeah, I do. So the idea is planning. I mean, It's having a predictable schedule that you're going to be scheduling out your specific posts every
Yeah,
month
yeah. And
and
there's
having
certain
it
apps for
planned
that.
out in advance. What happened?
There's certain apps for that too.
Yeah, there is. So, what I recommend if you know have a robust marketing team, or if you're looking to get the best quality, I recommend Sprout Social. It's a little bit expensive, but I mean, if you're a marketing company that's trying to do social media marketing, I recommend doing that because it provides you with reports, so you don't have to create them. It saves you a lot of time.
Right.
Also, tracks your Instagram and Facebook growth, your LinkedIn growth. It has all these different platforms that you can connect with Sprout Social in order to have this robust automated system. And you could schedule it out for years. I mean, it's great. But if you guys are trying to, whatever.
Sorry, did you say Sprout Social?
Sprout Social, yeah. So Sprout Social is the big one. I mean, that's one that I've seen a lot of bigger marketing companies use. But I do also recommend Buffer.com. That's a free one, and you can schedule up to about 10 posts for the free version. I think it might be $10 a month if you decide to do the pro version, which is a little bit more. I think you could have up to like 5 or 6 accounts. But the idea is planning. Get like a social media calendar. I actually have one. We are actually giving it away for free, I believe, right now. So what I'll do is I'll drop a link where if anyone wanted to subscribe to that. But the idea of a social media calendar is it gives you the ability to plan. It lets you know, okay, I have to post LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram today, and I need to post Facebook and LinkedIn on Thursday. And you could schedule it out and it just looks clean. And if you schedule your days out, I like to be 30 days in advance. That's 30 days of work that you don't have to necessarily be like managing because it's there and it's automated already.
Right. Absolutely. I feel like that's hard for a lot of people, especially when you struggle to plan out, but it's a good way to work to get organized, right, and be prepared for that.
Yeah, it definitely is because the idea is planning first will allow you to then make other money generating moves.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember back when I was in it was like my first year in business, and there was just I was so like worried about like trying to manage everything that when I was worried about trying to get other customers, like I was too burnt out by it. I mean, I was
Right.
just focusing more on, the execution part and not the planning part. And then, my pocket suffered for it. So the
Right.
idea is planning ahead so that,
Mm-hmm.
in the event something goes wrong, you have the ability to stop, see what's wrong without like it all rolling over in front of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. And taking it step by step because it is a lot, especially when you're starting with nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also I also recommend it. And I told you about this. It was the ClickUp. It's a project management system,
Right.
and you essentially can plan out different specific projects and then have tasks underneath of them, and you could just nail out. So, say you're creating a platform for your landscaping business, and you wanted to have a website, a landing page, and an ad. Well, what do we need to start that specific project? Well, we need pictures, we need color combinations, we need content to put on the website. So those would be
Right.
specific, tasks that we would create down below. And now after we plan that all out, we just have to figure out who can do that for me rather than how can I do it.
Yeah, I've been struggling a lot with that, wanting to working to start my own business and doing a lot of stuff right now. I've recently learned that I can't do it all myself.
You
And
can't. You cannot. You
because the thing
cannot.
is I'll continue to try and try, but it's going to take 10 times longer to get it done because I don't know how to try and teach myself versus either investing and paying someone. Well, that's probably what's going to happen, or that's what has been happening. But I'm okay with it because they can teach me, you learn from the people that you work with, and but you want the quality and you
Right.
can't do everything yourself. And so
Right. The biggest investment is in yourself
for
at
sure,
the end of the
100%.
day. So if
Definitely.
you're starting your own business and you really want to like kick it off, start, like I would recommend going on Fiverr and getting like a logo created for $5,
Right. Yeah.
getting getting a website built, and you already have an idea of how your website's going to look because you've seen websites before and you know what you like. So like
Perfect.
to make your web designer that you're going to hire for $15 or $20, because this could be on the cheap end. At the end of the day, we don't necessarily need a beautiful looking website. We just need
Right.
something
Yeah.
that works and it has the right pieces and tools together to attract customers.
And I think that
But
gets people a
you
lot.
whatever.
I think that gets people a lot thinking that, like, you have to go out and spend all of this money. But honestly, there are people like freelancers and different people that are willing to do it for cheap and they will do a quality job. You just have to
Right,
look or like know where to look.
right. I agree. Yeah. So I mean, like the idea behind my in the loop method is it starts out with one customer. Once you get one customer in the loop, you then have the ability to upsell that customer and get more customers. You can incentivize your customers to bring you new customers
Right.
with coupons. Hey, if you or affiliates. Hey, if you send me one customer, I'll give you 25% off the next deal. Award them for being a good customer.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So whenever someone tries to purchase something from you, there should always be something next
Right.
that they need in order. There should be. It's like they're trying to discover. Each puzzle piece leads them to another puzzle piece. But it all has to be valuable. Obviously, it makes sense. You can't just go from a $9 product to a $2,000 product. It all needs to kind of build upon itself.
Right. Of course. And you just want to keep them engaged and, like you said, keep them coming back and keep them wanting more.
Right. Absolutely. And I mean, also the educational part. I mean, the whole reason why people buy things is because they learned about it somewhere
Right.
and they found it valuable to them. So when they
Mm-hmm.
found it valuable to them, they're going to find the business that has been in their view the longest. That's why you see all these companies get huge because they have a marketing budget. They're able to
Yeah.
advertise to these specific people and then keep them in their loop.
Right. Right. Which is definitely super important. Super important. Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yeah, I know it's a long answer.
No, it's okay. It's okay. The more information, the better. It's perfect. And then any links or anything that you were talking about, when I post this on IGTV, you can put it down below in the comment section, and I will also put it underneath that so people can check out all of your stuff, just so you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So initially, what got you started on your journey? So what made you decide that you were like, okay, I'm ready to work for myself. I want to start my own business. I'm going to do all this research, educate myself, do all that I need to be successful in what you're doing now.
It was a point when I was in flight school, so I was in the military, and I finished my fourth flight, and I just remember being like, I just don't want to do this anymore. This sucks. Like it
Yeah.
just wasn't fun,
Yeah.
and um, I remember going on YouTube and I found this video of Sam Colder. He's this like travel YouTuber guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I want to do that. Like I want to go and travel these cool places and see cool people and really just experience the world.
Right.
Because I mean, you're not really living working a 9 to 5. You're a slave to the 9 to 5. I think people don't understand like what it is to actually live as a human being. I mean, because you do have to make money to survive, but
Yeah.
there is a point. Yeah, why can't you make money and do the things that you want to do? It doesn't have to be a lot of money. I mean, you don't need a huge budget, but you just need enough money to do the things you want to do.
Of course, yeah.
So I asked the guy who I went to Naval Academy with about his company, and I just went down the rabbit hole there. I started researching and learning about SEO and web development and web hosting. And I made so many mistakes along the way. I can't even imagine the different things that I've done, and you'd be like, well, stupid. But I've realized that like a lot of people just it's your own way into to entrepreneurship. It's your ability to carve out different obstacles that are placed in front of you,
Right.
and the questions that come like present themselves. You need to find a way to answer. That's the idea of an entrepreneur, is being able to answer questions.
No,
So after
absolutely.
that, it started out as a photography and videography company. We did a lot of like photo shoots in Texas. But then after that, I realized that it wasn't enough to pay the bills. I was going to be hunting for business my entire time, like as a
Right.
photographer. and there wasn't a monthly payment or anything.
Right.
So, you know, while I was learning about SEO and web development, that's when I got into the way I can provide a better service while it gives me the ability to do the things I want to do.
Right.
I get up whatever time I want on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and go out to the pool or go swim or whatever it is, because I can do those things. And I'm not necessarily bragging in a sense. I'm just saying I worked hard for those things, because I was out on the street banging on doors, walking dogs, so that I can invest in myself to get to this point where I'm at now.
Right.
I'm pretty happy about it. But obviously now I'm in a position where I want to share the knowledge that I have and also provide people with a way out.
For sure. Yeah. And I think it's a pretty scary thing to do what you do, you know? And I'm like in the same boat, wanting to figure out how I don't really have to do that 9 to 5, you know? And so I think that for a lot of people, it's very intimidating, and going past the unknown. Like, why would you do that if you don't know the outcome? And the thing is, too, and this is something I want you to talk about, or I was going to ask you later on, but I think that you said there's so many times where things didn't work in your favor. Like, you failed a couple times, you know? But
I've failed a lot.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like a lot of times when failure hits, people are over it and they're done. But one of the questions I'm going to ask later on, we can discuss this, but especially in businesses like this, when you're starting out on your own, everyone has the opportunity to be crazy successful, but you're going to hit that wall.
Right. I mean, it's the idea that you just have to keep going. Like, I mean, if you're going through hell, you know, don't stop in the middle. Keep going till you get to the end. That's the idea of entrepreneurship. I mean, I've had a lot of bad days, a lot. And I failed a lot. I'll never forget the first time we started cold calling businesses in Texas, and I used this system of calling people who are advertising on Google and just asking them about their campaigns and seeing if there was a way. And that's another way, by the way, for prospecting, if everyone's wondering. If you want to know someone who has money, go on Google and find the people who are advertising, because they're the ones who have money. And then find out if they're actually getting their bang for the buck, and then you can poach those clients. Anyways, besides the point. Getting back to what happened at the meeting. So prepare this entire spiel of, you know, what we're going to be doing and how everything was going to go. And then we sat down, had the meeting, everything was great. And he was like, all right, guys, like, I think I'm ready. Like, you guys have a contract. And I had no contract. I didn't even think about contracts. I was like, contract?
You didn't know.
I had no idea. And we lost that deal because I was like, I looked at Kevin and I was like, damn, we have a contract.
I didn't even think about it, right?
I didn't even think about it. I'm like, I thought you were just going to, and I'm like, to think he would just give me his money to a stranger he met on the phone without a contract. I mean, I can't believe myself, but I did that.
But I think that's how good your idea was, though. And that's the thing, too, is I think initially when it's something you learn from and other people can learn from you. And like from what you're saying is that believe in yourself from the jump and be prepared for anything, because there are people out there that are going to do that.
Yeah, bet on yourself every day. I always preach that, because the battle is literally within yourself. You are just always battling your like insecurities and, you know, bad negative thoughts. Am I going to waste money here? Just do it. You know, at the end of the day, if you end up with $0 in your bank account, the United States will save you. I mean,
you'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
You'll make it. Yeah, for sure.
Just be smart and don't spend money going on trips until you have the money to do that, because I've done it before and it sucks.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess this kind of piggybacks on it. But so when all of those things have happened, you just said bet on yourself every day, which is so important and so essential. But when those things were happening, because you had a lot to learn, and now even when you have a bad day, how do you remain motivated and keep from giving up when you have days like that or things like that happen that you weren't prepared for, or you're not prepared for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to understand that like people don't understand the path of entrepreneurship, the ones that that work. And even your parents and family and friends, they're not going to necessarily understand what you do and what you stand for.
Right.
And
For sure.
they're going to be your worst enemies. I'm going to be honest with you. They're going to be the people that make you want to quit every single day because they're not going to understand what you're going through, or they're not going to care, or maybe they don't even support it. You know, like my parents, they don't necessarily support it, but it is what it is. I believe that is honestly fuel. The negativity that you get from people. It's like, all right, cool. When I'm chilling in Bali, you know,
Well, I'll be in
with a villa, and you're sitting at work, I don't want to hear anything. That's all I'm saying.
And the thing
Or
is, what's crazy is I could have afforded to bring you with me, but
exactly. That's and you're right. That's exactly what it is. But
no,
you know, people don't understand that everyone has their own passions, and
for sure.
you know, it's being super focused on that goal and getting to that point. But it all takes it's a learning process, and you know, at the end of the day, I believe knowledge is power. Because if you knew how to do it, you'd be there right now.
No, for sure. And those haters, like you said, though, they really are your motivators.
Yeah, the haters, man. I love the haters. They're the best.
But I think they can also be the most, like you said, it is the most, like, ouch sometimes. It's like,
Absolutely.
really? Yeah. Well, I just wrote that and I doodled it all fancy. I wrote, bet on yourself every day on the bottom
No,
of
no,
my
yeah,
game
exactly.
money. So that's a good one. All right. So next question. So how long did it take you to start generating any money when you started working?
6 months.
Okay.
6 months. I got my first client from a business partner who I went to school. Well, I met him at a networking event. His brother went to school with me at the Naval Academy, but
Okay. Uh-huh.
I met him at a Charlotte Business Alliance networking event, and he said he had a client that needed help with getting her website onto page one for Charlotte lawyers. So that's what the Garrison Law Firm in Charlotte. That was my first client. I remember that day because I got extremely. I had a lot of fun. Is really what I'm going to go with. I enjoyed myself.
I mean,
You got
deserving.
to celebrate your accomplishments. You know, that was an
100%.
exciting day.
No,
But
absolutely.
that was when I got my first client, and then after that, I mean, the pins just kind of fell down just because it's a domino effect. It's the
Right.
idea of you do something good for someone, you get a testimonial, you let everyone else know
Right.
that you did that thing for that person.
For sure.
And a video testimony is better; it's more personal.
Yeah.
You'll get
Oh,
clients when people are like, "Oh my God, like this person did this for me, and I can do the same for you as well." That's all advertisements are.
great. No, definitely. For sure. And I think that's the thing too is so since it took some time, and for most people it does, it takes some time to get your foot in the door, to get your first client and all of those things. So did you just continue working at your job, or you were just in the Navy? So what were you doing at that point while you were working on your stuff before you like decided this is all you were focusing on?
Oh, well, when I got the military, this was all I was focusing on. I mean, I had to make ends meet, so I did have like the dog walking job that I
Right.
used
Right. So,
WAG just to, you know, pay bills. I mean, that's really what it was. It was miserable, but it gave me the funds to get to where I'm at now, and it helped me propel myself to where I am. So, um, the idea is if you are working a 9 to 5 job, I mean, you got to just pull some hours, but you got to think smarter, not harder. So if you're trying to do a million things in 3 hours, you should really focus, be project centric. So what's the first thing that needs to get done? Oh, well, I need to get, you know, elliehenbrick.com up. What's the
oh,
next thing that
yeah.
needs to get done? Or whatever it is, you know, the next thing, I need
Yeah.
to have all my social media accounts and do that. And then bang them out slowly every single day, and you'll eventually have completed all those tasks. And it might take 2 months, it might take 6 months, but like just give yourself time to like perfect it and make it as good as possible before you launch it out to the world.
Right. And that's been something I've been working on personally a lot. I'm writing this down. I just made this whole list of my organization, all of my stuff today, and it looks nice. I doodled it and everything, but like,
Yeah,
like
make sure you send that to me so I can look it over because
I
that'd
will.
be
But
cool.
now I'm writing all these things you're saying down too. Um, I totally lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was going to say, but I have something else that I was going to say that's unrelated, kind of. But so you said, like say to your parents, say to whoever didn't believe you that, look at me in Bali, look at me traveling. And one of the reasons you started this was so you could have the opportunity to see the world. Have you gotten to travel at all, and have things changed in regards to your life experience since you started your business?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been all over the world since I haven't been to Asia yet, and that was going to be the next spot, but because of Corona,
We're going next summer.
yeah, that's the plan.
Gotcha.
But
Fingers crossed.
I've been to the Bahamas, Jamaica, Panama, Sweden, Germany, Spain, Italy, France, Hungary, Czech Republic,
You went to
and
Prague.
then yeah, I went to Prague. Prague was really nice, and I mean those places are really cheap.
Right? It's really the plane ticket, right? And then you get to explore and really see the world. Yeah.
That's all good. You're not gonna be spending as much money when you're over there just because
Yeah.
it's cheap. Well, in some countries, I take that back. If you're going to Sweden,
Definitely.
you're gonna get screwed on finances. But if you're going to Prague, it's nice,
No, definitely.
cheap.
Definitely.
So yeah, I definitely plan on going out there once everything's done and being very zen. I want to discover myself over there. That's the plan.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And that's a cool way to do it. Are you planning on going with anyone, or are you going to go by yourself? Is that a lone travel fun thing?
I've always wanted to go by myself and start kind of like a tribe. It'd be kind of tight. But I mean,
Oh,
if I did, I think it would be tight to go with people and
no,
just
most
experience.
definitely. That would be super cool for sure. That's kind of my thought too. I've been wanting to, once I get everything situated, be able to travel alone too. But I get kind of nervous,
Yeah,
especially in the
absolutely.
country
I mean,
sometimes.
you just got to be smart. Just make sure if you're going to take a cab home, you take it directly to the apartment, not try and walk home, and
Right.
really vet out the people that you're hanging around, and don't receive, party favors from anyone.
Right,
And
for
you know
sure.
what I mean by party favors.
Yes. Yeah. Tip for everyone. Tip for everyone. No party favors.
Right.
No party favors. Well, do you have, like I said, on the bottom on the comment section, you can share any links that you would like, or share them with me. And once I post our video up on IGTV, then everyone can click and check that out. But do you have any tips or anything additional that you would like to add in regards to our conversation this evening? Everything was wonderful. Like I said, I took so many notes, and we've been chatting a lot lately anyway. But every time we talk, I learn something new.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're just starting out in digital marketing, the first thing that I would focus on is finding the best way to brand yourself with your website. Getting a branded domain email address is also part of branding. So I see a lot of people who have a Gmail account, it just looks unprofessional. Um, Having I have Colin Osborne at Oslon.net. It makes everything look way better than if you have 127 Jordan at gmail.com. When people see that, they don't necessarily take you seriously. Another thing is there should be a process with everything that you do. If you are a artist and you're selling art on the internet, how are they going to receive your product? And what's the time frame that it takes for the money to leave your customer's pocket and go into your pocket? And is it how and I always look at it as, if you're trying to be as good as anyone, be as good as Amazon, because their ability to one click or one slide and buy, I
Right.
mean, that just made you being able to buy something that easily, especially with Alexa. The idea is trying to reduce the time it takes to make a sale. And if you do that, you will acquire a lot of money.
Well, I think, kind of going off what you just said too, just making sure that when people, if you are selling a product or whatever you're presenting to the table, making sure that it's very clear, everything that's required and everything that's going to happen. So the payment's easy and taken out of their account, placed into yours, as well as how long is it going to take? Are you positive that they're going to get their product in this amount of time? Just making sure that everything is super straightforward, super efficient, and just before you even launch it, really, right? Before you even.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely want to have for example, if you guys wanted to download our WordPress toolkit, I'll send you guys a link. But essentially, one second, computer, stop. You would want to if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll in an email, there's an automated trigger that sends an email to you guys that will have the download for the specific PDF. And then after that, you get put into our newsletter where we're offering you different specific products, you know, throughout. And we have like a 30-day workup and then a 90-day. And we keep you guys really informed with the different things that we have going on, different blogs that we've written on speeding up your website or web hosting, different clients we've worked with, testimonials, stuff like that. So, the idea is to build a network of people that you're educating all the time.
Right.
And then you'll be able to, utilize the different needs that they have and provide them with the service.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for sure. And I think, like you said, everything when you click on it will be linked under the IGTV, and everything's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah, let me just do that real quickly. Do I just put a comment down there?
Yeah, you can do it down there, and then I'll copy it, and I will also add it under the IGTV, because I think I'm still new to this. I don't go live very often. So this is still pretty new.
Yeah, just let them know if they go onto my website and then go to blogs, they'll be able to see where they can download the WordPress toolkit. And that'll honestly be the first steps to like having a standard idea of what it takes to run a WordPress site and the different tools that we recommend using to really have a robust system on WordPress.
I'm using WordPress for both of my websites that I have, and I still am not very good at it. So I've been using this too, guys.
We should get on the Osborne team. We actually have
I've been checking it out, but I will be doing it even more for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learn. I'm not tech savvy at all. I wish I was, but I'm really, really not. So it takes.
Yeah, we're actually having a hosting deal right now where if you sign up for web hosting, then we provide you with 3 months of website maintenance. So we'll speed up your website. We'll edit your website and get it up to where it needs to be. And then we also are giving access to our CRM for a specific amount of time. So if anyone's like interested in that, then, obviously just let me know, get in contact with Ellie, and we can provide you with that information. But it's going to be really robust because it gives people the ability to like get a head start in marketing, using what we use every day, getting all your stuff branded, and it's definitely going to help out a lot of people. I recommend it. So
for sure, living your dream life, it definitely takes a lot of hard work to get to where you want to, but we all have different ideas. So this is both of us motivating you and telling you that if you want to do it, you can. You got to be prepared to work, be prepared to fail. But
fail a lot. You fail hard.
Yeah. And
you're going to fail a lot, but it's fine. You're going to fail a lot.
But we're both people you can talk to if you're failing and getting discouraged. So that's a good thing.
If you want to laugh about failing, then just come talk to me because I'll let y'all know.
Super ready.
Failing is something that I am very used to doing. I'll wake up during days not anymore, but back in the day, just something would always go wrong. It would always be bad, but you just have to deal with it. You have to just find a way to overcome. Like if there's an obstacle, if you don't know how to do it, then find someone else who does. I mean, with technology nowadays, there's something out there that can help you.
Yeah.
And that something could be me if you guys need help with that. But,
yeah. No, I had been working on my passion website and was getting things done, and then I wasn't getting the traction that I wanted because it wasn't easily accessible. It just, I'm learning, and I for 5 days didn't do anything because I was like, oh my gosh, why isn't it working? I'm assuming I already got the website up. Now everything's gonna work immediately. I'm gonna be so successful. But I talked to my sister's boyfriend's mom has her own businesses, and we talked the other day too, and she just gave me some tips, and now I got and then I talked to you the other day too, and all of these things are falling into place. They're all working. It's just the little switches, being motivated. It's just hard to not get discouraged with yourself.
Yeah, I want to leave off with one thing before I go because I'm starving, so I need some food.
No, yeah, I gotta.
But the one quote that I live by is your greatest success stands in the way of a better set of questions.
Say it one more time.
Your greatest success stands in the way of a better set of questions. So the idea is what you're trying to get to involves you asking questions to the right people for them to answer it for you so that you can get to that next success. It's just questions that need to be answered. I mean, that's really what it is. You are solving problems.
And especially answered by the right people, right?
Absolutely. You know, find good mentors and surround them around you. And even before you start a business, I'd always recommend like reaching out to different entrepreneurs, people that you know that have started, and find out what they failed at and listen to them. And then don't do what they did.
Right.
Because that's what I was like, I don't believe you. Like, be a little bit humble, be teachable, and listen to what people have to say, because they're not saying it. For example, I never thought I needed a business plan. I thought it was stupid. And I paid for it. Or a contract. I'm the dumbest entrepreneur out there, and I've been able to be successful. So, you know, that's really all I'm going to leave it with.
Well, thank you so much for everything. This was wonderful and so informative. Like, I took so many notes on all of my stuff. But like I said multiple times, I will link this on my Instagram page. I think I can send it to you so you can do the same. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on board. And talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.